Hi everyone, my name is Yasmin Akpinar, and the topic I picked for ECE 645 project is the smartphone apps. My topic is about categorizing the most popular apps in 5 different categories, being social activities, investment, gaming, financial services, and real estate. After looking at these apps, then I picked 3 popular apps and gave reasons why these apps are popular. And I also predicted 3 apps that may become popular in the future, in my opinion. Okay, so we will start by looking at these 5 categories. These categories are social activities, investment, financial services, gaming, and real estate. So first we're going to look into social activities. Since there's so many different social activities apps, I subcategorize this category. Um, and first, we're gonna look into social networking. So I'm sure almost all of us are familiar with social networking apps. I basically just looked at 4 of them. I know there are so many of them. So we'll start off by Twitter. Twitter is not as popular as it used to be, but it is still pretty popular when it comes to social media. It lets you get an idea about what's happening around you for providing trending topics. These topics don't necessarily have to be about important news, it could be about entertainment, but overall, it gives you a good idea about what's happening around you. It helps news to spread pretty quickly, and this app is available on iPhones and Android, and it's free. So next we have Facebook, which is one of the most popular apps of all times, uh, and it's used by over 1 billion people. It lets you post videos, share videos, post photos. You could chat with your friends. You could share news. You could comment on, you know, your friends' videos, your photos. And actually, the video content of Facebook has improved greatly over the years. Now, the newsfeed mostly consists of videos, and it basically comes with any type of smartphone you purchase these days. It's available on iPhone and Android, and this one is also free. And another one we have is Snapchat. The CEO of Snapchat has actually said Snapchat is about expressing yourself in the moment, since you take a picture and then once the picture is viewed by the person that you send it to, it just disappears. It's mainly used by young people between ages 18 and 24. This app is also available on iPhone and Android, and it's also free. And another thing about this app, that it's not just about sending photos. Many publishers like BuzzFeed and CNN, they have like a discover section where you can actually view interactive content. So it's more than just let's send photos and let's look at pretty photos. Um, Next, we have Instagram. Uh, Instagram has a pretty huge user base. Also, it has 400 million active users each month, and big companies actually hire photographers to, take pictures and post on their behalf. Instagram can be used to report live events. It could be used for advertisement, especially for restaurants. Taking pictures of food and posting it on Instagram is a big thing these days. Uh, it's pretty wrong to compare Instagram into just a photo sharing network. It's more than that. It's less about the medium. It's more about the network, who you share it with. This app is also free, and it's available on iPhone and Android. Another category under social activities is messaging. So when it comes to messaging, I've put video chatting under the same category also. So first we'll look at WhatsApp. WhatsApp is really popular. It's used by over 9 million people. You basically use internet to send messages, so you don't need to, if you're out of the country, you don't need to pay any extra charges for messaging as long as you have internet. You don't need to worry about the charges. What's really good about WhatsApp is that you don't need to look up users by their usernames or email addresses. It syncs your contacts automatically from the phone numbers that you previously saved on your phone. This one is also free, and it's also available on iPhone and Android. So the next one, this WeChat is apparently really popular in China. I haven't heard of it before I did this research, but it actually has more than 600 million users, so it is pretty popular. It's not just a messaging app, it's a lot more than that. It allows you to do so many different activities. Like you could send money, you could book doctor's appointments, you could play games online, you could buy tickets, you could order food, and it's also available on iPhone and Android. So for this is mainly for video chatting, since I put that under this category too. Skype is pretty popular. We use it on the computer or on the phone. You could chat. It's not just video calls, and it's also free, and it's available on iPhone and Android. And then another messaging app that's used is Kick. It does not require a phone number, so you could actually communicate anonymously. You just need a username and internet connection, basically, and you don't need to exchange any personal information. You don't need to provide your phone number, so it is convenient for some people. Uh, this app is also free, and it's available on iPhone and Android. So under the social activities category, next we have dating apps. I basically picked 3 apps. There's so many more, but just picked 3. They're popular in my opinion. One of them is Grindr, that allows guys to meet guys nearby. Another app similar to Grindr is Tinder. It's like these two are basically pretty shallow apps where you just look at a picture of someone and they're interested, you continue talking to them. There's not so much information available that you see about them. Uh, Another app that's used for dating is Match.com. This app actually allows you to create a profile and list your interests, and you could see your matches. You could have a free account or you could have a subscription. If you don't have a subscription, you cannot see who checked out your profile or who liked your photos. You would need a premium subscription for that. And this app is available on Android and iPhone. So the last category we have under social activities is personal assistant apps. Uh, with personal assistant apps, the most popular one is the Facebook Virtual Assistant M. I haven't personally used it, but apparently it's only available in the San Francisco area. But once it becomes available everywhere else, I'm sure it's going to be huge. It has so many interesting features. It lets you book trip tickets, and it's not just like I want to travel from this date to this date, book me a ticket. You could actually say the date, and then you could change your mind. You could say, actually, I just want it to be on a Monday, and then it gives you confirmation. Like, do you agree with this? And then you agree. So it's really interactive. It lets you find restaurants nearby. If you want to see, I don't know, reviews of the restaurant, it gives you a screenshot of the reviews. So it seems like a pretty useful app in this category. This app is available on Android and iPhone. Another personal assistant app is Operator. It's not nearly as full as M. This app basically helps you find what you're looking for. You could just post something like, I'm looking for this type of plan for my living room. And then someone will just respond saying, it could be on this side, blah, blah, blah. And this app is available on iPhone. Another app that's available for iPhone is Charlie. Uh, this I haven't used this app personally, but it seems like a pretty useful app. It basically gives you information before you go into an important meeting or if you're gonna have dinner with someone important. It gives you some brief information about them, some keynotes, and you could have a free subscription, or you could just use it for free, or you could have a premium subscription. When you pay for it, then you get more detailed information, and it also sends you, like, the information that it gives you, it sends it to you as an email, so you don't forget about it. Okay, so since we're finished with social activities, we're going to go on to a different category: investment. So, investment is a really fast moving, on the go industry. So, it makes so much sense for you to actually use apps for it instead of following it on TV or on your computer. Uh, Apps are really great because you could be standing in line buying coffee and you could just track your stocks. You could look at your portfolios on your phone. It makes it apps make it so much easier to track, and some of the apps have much lower fees than what you would normally have to pay for a financial advisor. So I categorized, I basically picked three apps under investment. One of them is iBillionaire. This basically lets you look at the investments made by billionaires, and you could see what they buy, what they sell, what they hold, and this is available on iPhone and Android. Another app that's really simple, if you don't know so much about investing, you can use this. It's called Acorns. It basically works with a set it and forget it analogy. It takes the purchases that you make with your credit card or your debit card. Say you spend $2.50. It rounds it up to the next dollar, and then it takes that money and then it just invests it for you. The investment is made according to the tolerance that you determine. And the disadvantage for this is that there is a $1 fee if your account balance is less than $5,000, and the fee is 0.25% of your account balance if it's over $5,000. And another investment app is SigFig. This app can be used to manage your existing portfolios, or you could actually use this app to, just manage your investments just on the app. It gives you an advice engine if you're a beginner, if you don't know so much about investing. Um, the first $10,000 is managed at no charge, but the disadvantage of this app is that it gives you only a 3-year overview when a 5 to 10 years overview is preferred usually. So next up we have financial services. So different studies actually show that banks no longer invest in improving their physical locations, their branches. Instead, they invest in apps that make online banking so much easier. Customers are usually happier using apps because you don't need to go to the branch and waste time and wait in line and get frustrated. It banking apps Most of the banking apps, they let you manage all your accounts. You could deposit checks, you could pay off your loans. This is actually a list of um, some of the most popular banks in United States, and it shows like the number of branches that they have, and then it also shows the closings that they had for basically one whole year. Okay, so again, I provided three apps under financial services. One of them is Mint, which is really popular. It lets you check your loans, you could look at your bank accounts, you could look at your 401k, and this is all from one place. It also lets you track your spending, and it could divide it into different categories so you see what you spend so much money on, most of your money on. This is available on Android and iPhone. Another app is Level Money. Just like Mint, this lets you track your spending, and if you set a budget and if you don't spend your monthly allowed budget, it actually has an option to put the leftover money into a savings account. This is available on Android and iPhone. Another famous app that we see the commercials for all the time is called Credit Karma. It has more than 32 billion users. Um, the most appealing feature of this is that it offers free credit scores. It alerts you if there are any unusual changes on your account, and it gives you some offers based on your credit score. It gives you credit cards that you might want to apply for, or some loan offers. This is also available on Android and iPhone. So next category that we're going to go into is gaming. I didn't go so much into this category. I didn't go so much in detail because gaming is an industry that grows so fast. It's so hard to keep track of what's the most popular game today. It might change like the next hour. But I listed three gaming apps for Android and iPhone. For Android, found Clash of Kings, Game of War, and Candy Crush. And for iPhone, I found Solitaire, Rex, Rocket, and Lost Within. So the next and final category we have is real estate. For real estate, we have three different apps. One of them is Realtor.com. It lets you, pick your location. Like it can track your location, so it can give you properties for sale around you. And it's also pretty easy to get in contact with the realtor through this app. Another app is Trulia. It shows you information about the property that you pick, the schools around it, how they are, and the crime rate in that area. And another good feature about this is that it lets you see the price deduction history on that property that you're interested in. Another good app is Zillow. It lets you do a voice search to find a property for sale or rent. It also provides you a Z estimate of a property, and that property doesn't have to be on sale. It could be, bought years ago. It just gives you an estimate value, so you get an idea about how much that area is worth. Okay, so since we're done with these categories, the next topic I want to go into is looking at three popular apps and looking at the reasons why they became so popular. So one of these apps, of course, is Facebook. And the reason why Facebook is so popular, there's so many reasons for it. First of all, it's pretty simple to use. You see a lot of people getting into it. Uh, Another reason why it became famous so quickly is that the idea was executed really quickly. It wasn't like someone thought of the idea, let's find the business plan, let's find the users that are going to use it. It just developed pretty quickly. It also has an infrastructure that can handle the increasing capacity, doesn't crash often. Another reason why it's pretty successful is because uh, the the focus on developing Facebook was more on the product more than the business side of it. It wasn't just say, let's develop this and now it's making good money, let's sell it. It was more about the focus on the long term improvement in the vision instead of the short term earnings. Um, Also, Facebook introduces new features pretty often. Sometimes, the users don't really like it. They get negative feedback, but overall, they keep improving. They keep adding new features. If the users don't like it for a long period of time, then they change it. But they're not afraid of the the negative feedback at first because people, sometimes they just don't like it, but then they get used to it, and in time, they actually like that feature. Another app that's pretty popular is Spotify. Spotify is actually pretty similar to Pandora or Napster, but what's different about it is that it lets you listen to any song you want and you don't have to download it. And also, the quality of Spotify is like really no other. Spotify actually uses with record labels, and that's the reason behind its high quality. It lets you listen to songs even when you're offline, and it's not like you have to download it. Basically, it just has like a switch where you could switch uh, that makes like the songs that you've liked previously available when you're offline. So it just downloads it automatically. And it is available on many different platforms. You could use it on your computer, you could use on your Android or your iPhone, and it's also integrated with social media services such as Facebook or Twitter, so that if you see your friends listening to a song and it catches your attention, you could just you know get into it like that too. And lastly, we have YouTube. And YouTube is really popular, as everyone knows. One reason for that, it really encourages people to engage. It lets people to post videos. All the videos are free, so you can watch it anytime. It encourages you to share, comment, upload new videos. Uh, YouTube is a pretty easy website to manage, and also the quality of videos. Well, there's a variety of videos on YouTube, but there are really high quality videos available too. So finally, we have um, I've listed 3 apps that may become popular in the future. Who knows what will happen, because the app industry, it like changes so fast. But in my opinion, 3 apps that will be popular in the future is one of them is the healthcare apps. Imagine, I don't know, something, there's like an itch on your arm, something happened, and instead of waiting till, like instead of scheduling a doctor's appointment, waiting to see the doctor, if you could just take a picture of it and post it on this app where a doctor could view it, and, you know, a specialist could see it and subscribe you I mean, the doctor can prescribe you a medicine for it, so that you could just go to the pharmacy next day and get it. So you don't need to wait for a long period of time to receive care. And also, the cost of healthcare is really expensive, so you could avoid that. You could avoid the hospital visits. Another app that I think will become popular is any type of online shopping app. Online shopping basically saves you time and gives you more flexibility. You don't have to drive somewhere or look for something. There are more items available online, and the prices are so much better than in stores these days. And now, like big stores, like department stores, have fast shipments. Amazon has Amazon Prime, where you could basically just like receive your package in no time. So it's really not even worth it to go somewhere and buy it in person. Uh, Another app that I think is going to become popular that's kind of dependent on the second one that I provided is online banking. As time goes on, we spend more money every day because we consume so much more. And that's why I don't see any reason why online banking shouldn't become more popular than it is these days. Because there, there are already apps that provide a way of monitoring your spending. So you could set yourself a budget, and you could track your spending, and you could manage all your accounts in one place. So I think in time, online banking apps are going to become even more popular as we continue consuming more and more. So this is it for my project. Thank you for